Mamo said. What a bunch of rotten carrots. Sure, I was a runt, but I could manage a shoe to V. Shoe are the cabbage-like plants we grow here in the Warren. Transport rabbits dig them up and deliver them to humans, who peel back the velvety purple leaves to find a human baby nestled inside. Besides, what I lacked in size and strength, I'm more than made up for with my intelligence. Not to brag or anything, but I could calculate how many shoe we had planted faster than any other rabbit. And I was better than the committee at keeping track of which rabbits were assigned to which tasks. Plus, I never forgot a single fact I ever heard. So what if I occasionally made small errors? I mean, yes, it could have ended poorly when I misjudged the depth of the water in the creek, but we pulled Sophie out before any real harm was done. As for mistaking the feathery greens of Tempest's lace for purple carrot greens when we were out foraging, anybody might have made the same error. Anybody who'd never mixed them up and suffered a week of diarrhea, that is. How was I supposed to know purple carrots never grew in the wild? The truth of the matter was that nothing could happen in the human world that I couldn't handle, if only the committee would give me a chance. I nosed one of my siblings, a foul mood settling over me like a swarm of pesky mosquitoes.
10 more twitches,
Sophie mumbled as she rolled over and covered her eyes with her snow-white paws. She was from the last of Mamo's litters. Maybe it was because she was a runt like me, or maybe it was her sweet temperament. But I'd always had a soft spot for her. I couldn't resist tickling her stomach until her giggles signaled she was awake. Then I poked and prodded the rest of the pile. The kits stretched and grumbled and did their best to ignore me.
"Leave me alone, cabbage breath,"
Durrell mumbled. He rolled over, releasing a cloud of mysterious scents from the human world. The smells clung to his fur no matter how much he groomed. He'd always been difficult, but after being assigned to transport 2 seasons earlier than normal, he'd become unbearable.
"Go away or I'll thump you good,"
Estelle said, stretching her heavily muscled limbs. Her bad moods were limited to the few minutes between waking up and eating breakfast. But I couldn't really blame her or Durrell for their attitudes. I'd be grumpy too if I had to wake up so soon after going to sleep, even if I knew I'd get to go back to bed shortly after. Mama was a stickler for family meals and insisted they join us even after they were up all night making deliveries. Not that they could sleep through our ruckus anyway. I hopped to the other side of the pile, but I didn't have any better luck over there. "Rise and shine," I finally called. "Last one up gets the smallest carrot." That did the trick. My siblings scrambled to right themselves. They groomed as they waited for breakfast, smoothing their fur and licking their paws to wipe their faces. Maman had pulled a small pile of purple carrots from the stock we stored between the roots of the mighty chestnut tree that stretched over our burrow. My ears swiveled, betraying my agitation. "We're 4 carrots short," I whispered. She leaned up against one of the burrow's hard-packed walls.
"We'll have to make do with half a carrot each."
The seed of anger that had been germinating in my stomach over the last several months grew taller. Maman says I have the vocabulary of a rabbit 5 times my age. I'll try to keep things simple for you, if I can. Our food shortages were all the humans' fault. Well, not all the humans' fault. It's possible that I might have occasionally snuck an extra carrot or 2, or 3, hoping the nutrients would initiate a growth spurt. Guilt cropped up alongside my anger, making me cringe. I'd known our supply was dwindling, but I hadn't let myself believe the committee, much less Great Maman Rabbit, would let things get this bad. Now I counted the meager stock from which Maman had pulled breakfast. If something didn't change dramatically, we'd be stuck on this half-carrot diet forever. What if the supply continues to drop? I shushed the voice in my head, unable to imagine how we'd survive on a quarter carrot each. I reared upright, stuffed this morning's carrots in my stomach pouch, and began doling out 1 to each pair of my siblings. If you know anything about rabbit breeds, you must already know that Angora Roo have pouches. How else are we to transport the shoe?